Jerry?
Last night, I was at a ball game. It was the seventh inning stretch. And I was standing there, and I don't know why, but it occurred to me at that moment that unless you've proven that any, what word should we use? Chemicals?
Poisons.
All right, if you like that word, I'll use it. Unless you've proven that any poisons actually reached the wells, there's no case. And therefore, no need to make these families who've already suffered so much relive this suffering all over again by putting them on the stand.
Your Honor, you've got...
That's interesting.
What?
I think I'd have to agree with that.
Well, Your Honor...
Yes. If the jury decides favorably on the geological evidence, yes, then you could bring your families in.
Your Honor,
Otherwise,
the jury came into this courtroom expecting a human drama.
I don't
and
care
instead,
what
for
they were
3 months,
expecting.
we've been giving them lessons in geology. Now, we had to do that, but now it's over, finally. Now it's time...
Now we have to see where we are before we can move on, and before we subject these families to more trauma than is necessary, because that would just be cruel.
Well, but they want to testify.
Mr. Schlichtmann.
They need to
No, the
testify.
decision has been
Well, this
made.
is the defendant's plan.
No, it's my
This is
plan.
Facher's plan right from the beginning. He
It's
told
my
me,
plan.
he threatened me.
It's my plan! Now, my plan is to present the jury with some simple questions. Indeed, how you answer these 3 questions will determine whether or not this trial continues.
It's not that I disagree with them. It's that I don't understand them.
Well, what don't you understand? They're straightforward questions. Have the plaintiffs established by preponderance of evidence the chemicals containing TCE were disposed of on the W.R. Grace and Beatrice-owned lands after October 1st, 1964 and August 27th, 1968, respectively, and did those chemicals contribute to the well water contamination before...
Well, these dates, for one thing, what are they? Where do they come from out of a hat?
Question 2. What, according to a preponderance of the evidence, was the earliest time, the month and year, at which these chemicals substantially contributed to the contamination of the wells?
Well, how can they determine that? Science can't even determine when the chemicals arrived at the wells with the precision that you're asking of the jurors.
And finally, 3. What, according to a preponderance of the evidence, was the earliest time, again, the month and year, at which substantial contribution referred to in question 2 was caused, if it was, by the negligent conduct of the defendants?